You know, you are exactly 2 minutes away from the biggest corporate presentation of the year. And the CEO hands you a sleek new laptop, the guest speaker hands you this, like, 5-year-old tablet, and the venue only has a projector wired for cables you haven't seen since 2012.
Oh, man. Yeah. We have all felt that exact pit in our stomach.
Right. Today on the Deep Dive, we're pulling from a detailed product page over at HDTVSupply to figure out how to avoid that exact nightmare. We are looking at the Kramer VP-550X 10-input presentation switcher. Okay, let's unpack this because, I mean, the absolute chaos of running a live presentation with mismatched tech is just the worst.
It really is. And, this unit, which is currently listed at a discounted other $1,860, it just looks like a simple black box. It's a standard rack-mountable unit, meaning it screws directly into those metal equipment racks you see in server rooms. But what it actually accomplishes inside that box is wild.
It's essentially like a universal translator for video. Just looking at the back panel, it has 10 distinct inputs, 7 HDMIs, a 4K USB-C port that actually pushes out 18 watts of power to charge the device while it's presenting, which is super nice.
Oh, absolutely.
And it even has an old school VGA and a composite video input. You're throwing all these completely different languages at it, and it's tasked with spitting them out perfectly.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, why this matters is because it scales all those diverse inputs to 2 mirrored 4K 60Hz HDMI outputs, which is honestly a massive processing burden.
Wait, I have to push back a little here. I know enough about video to be skeptical. You can't just magically take a blurry analog 480p feed from some ancient VCR and blow it up to a crisp 4K digital image. Like, the data literally does not exist. How is this Kramer box faking those missing pixels without the screen looking like a blurry mess?
Well, that is the exact physics problem Kramer is solving with what they call pix-perfect mapping, working alongside a built-in ProCam.
A ProCam?
Yeah, it's short for processing amplifier. So instead of just blindly stretching the image like an old TV might do, the processor actively analyzes the incoming signal. The ProCamp boosts the signal, cleans up the noise, and adjusts the color and sharpness right on the fly.
Oh, wow.
Right, and then the pixel mapping algorithm calculates what the missing pixels should be based on the surrounding data, interpolating the gaps. It's not just stretching the video, it's actively reconstructing it to natively match the 4K display.
So it's heavily processing the image to bridge the gap between, like, 2005 tech and today. But what about the physical switch? Because nothing ruins audience engagement faster than that agonizer 5-second void of darkness when you unplug one laptop and plug in another.
Oh, the dreaded blue screen.
Yes. Does this machine really stop that embarrassing black screen flicker?
It does. And what's fascinating here is it circumvents that entirely, using a specific feature called constant output sync. Normally, when you pull a cable, the projector loses the electrical heartbeat from the source, so it drops the connection. And when a new source is plugged in, the projector has to do a complete digital handshake to resync, which takes those 5 seconds. The VP-550X acts as a buffer. Even when there's zero video coming in, it keeps generating and sending that electrical heartbeat to the projector.
So the display never actually knows you unplugged anything?
Exactly. It just thinks it's looking at a perfectly black slide.
That is incredibly clever. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because looking at these specs, this isn't just a video box.
No, it essentially swallows a standalone audio mixer whole. It has a built-in DSP, a digital signal processor, for equalization and delay. But the standout is the dedicated microphone input equipped with 48-volt phantom power.
Let's translate phantom power for a second.
It just means the switcher shoots electricity straight up the microphone cable to power high-end professional studio mics. You don't need a separate power supply or an external mixing board. It brings the mic audio in, mixes it with the video's audio, and can send the whole balanced stereo mix out to external venue speakers.
So what does this all mean? You are routing video, scaling impossibly different signals, and mixing live audio in one box. But what stands out to me in the source material is that behind this 1U rack-mountable tech is stellar human support. HDTVSupply sits at a 4.7 out of 5 rating, and buyers are specifically naming reps like Rachel and Mike for walking them through their complex setups.
Which highlights a huge reality of high-stakes AV. You can have the smartest hardware in the world, but designing the architecture of a reliable system still requires a human expert.
Right. And there is one last spec that caught my eye: non-volatile memory. It means the device saves every exact setting, your scaling, mic levels, routing, right before shutdown, and holds on to it ready for the next boot up.
A literal lifesaver if someone accidentally kicks the power cord.
It is. But it leaves you with an interesting puzzle. If this machine perfectly remembers its last session by physically trapping electrons to save its exact state, how many hours of panicked pre-show setup time could you save across a year of high-stakes live events? Think about that next time you're staring down a chaotic tech booth.